And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks. And today we are grinding credits in T95E2, my tier 8 American medium tank. Now, T95E2, I've had this tank forever, one of my older tier 8 premiums. I don't play it at all, honestly guys. I was just looking for something to grind credits during this +1 -1 matchmaking event. And this tank, I thought, fit the bill. So I jumped into it. I played a few games in it. And then I came up with this game. And we are on top tier in this game. And my first initial reaction was to go to location F5. And I wanted to kind of poke out and see what's going on over there. But since this fatherland decided to go there, I decided not to go there as well. In the meantime, I saw this player from Clan Immortals in the middle of the field there, so I'm like, okay, he's gonna do some spotting, and I know he's not gonna die that fast, so I'm gonna try to put a few shells into these guys that he actually spots. Now, one notorious thing about this tank, I don't know what it is. The standard shells are AP, and they always miss for me. Long shots, they miss. I mean, long distance shots always miss with AP. Look at that. That's just, I don't know what the hell it is. But the heat shells, which are the premium shells on this tank, they always hit. Look at that. They always fly true, which I cannot explain. And yeah, you're gonna see a little bit of heat spam in this game here. But you have to understand that the standard shell penetration is only 173 millimeters. So you end up shooting heat rounds on this thing quite often. And heat round penetration is 250, which is quite nice. And those heat rounds actually have pretty decent shell velocity. So, now one thing I didn't mention, this tank has preferential matchmaking. So in this kind of mode, when it's +/-1, it's only gonna be seeing tier 8 max, which is fantastic for making credits. And that's exactly what I did with this tank, tried to make credits. And I did have a few pretty good games in this tank. Now, for whatever reason, Siegfried line, and you've recently seen me play on Siegfried line with a chieftain, and I played same position pretty much, very much the same position. It was very similar situation where our team pretty much didn't go to town, but we took the field and the opposing team took town. Now, in majority of time when this happens, the game is probably lost, but because me knowing of the situation, and this position here is OP, absolutely love this position when that happens, because you end up spotting everyone that's coming out of town. Plus, you have shots into the field if you need to. So here I'm going to come up. I know that there's no one. That Pershing kind of moved back a little bit, so I know he's not here no more. I was trying to put a shell into the Centennial, but there's no shot. Basically, my tank wasn't tall enough to look over the rebel pile, so I decided to drop. But now I will come around here. I'm going to try to put a shell into him right here. I think he's paying attention to our heavy tank that's on the bottom there. Unfortunately, I didn't lead this shot really well. I didn't aim it really well. So I'm going to try to side scrape here, try to put another shell into his cupola, but unfortunately, Pershing shoots me from the side, kills my gunner. So we're going to have to scoot a little bit forward. My aim there, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we're going to try to go behind this dead tank over here and side scrape over that. Tried to track him there, but he managed to go back behind the building. We're just going to go for it. It's 1v1 situation here. I know I can't get overcrowded. So I know I can handle 1v1, so I decided to go for it. He has less health than me, so I should be able to take him down. So we put one shell into him. We go into a different view here. We put another shell into him, and Artie takes him down. Now, at the same time, I wanted just to get rid of this guy so he doesn't bother me here. But I don't want to stay in town. We don't have the town. I want to get out of here as quickly as possible. So what I'm going to do is come out and drop into the same location I was in before. That's the safest spot at this point in time, and this is where I want to be, right? So I want to be able to spot anybody coming out of town. I want to be able to put shells into people that are in the field, and also spot these guys that are coming from the other side, right here. So easy shots right here. First one into VK4502 goes in. Second shot, unfortunately, bounces because he started looking at me, even though I'm not spotted, which is kind of strange. But he's angling pretty good, so we're going to change our attention to T28 Proto. That side armor, every time, doesn't matter what angle you hit it at, guys, you should be able to pen it. it has only 51 millimeters of armor on the side, so you can pretty much pen it with any gun, or any gun with penetration over 120 millimeters. You can easily overmatch it, no problem. So if you're facing T28 prototype frontally, just look if he's over angling a little bit and shoot there. Anyway, we see this Tiger 2 poking out, so we put one shell into him. I want to make sure I penetrate my shots here, so I don't know what he's hiding behind there. So I try to get a second shell into him, but unfortunately I hit something. And here I decided to go into the middle of the field. The reason why is because our guys won this side of the field, and I see all of our tank destroyers are there defending the base, so we should be good. I decided to go in the middle here, see what's lurking in town. But all of a sudden I spot this arty. So what I want to do is make sure that it's not looking at me, but it is looking at me. So last thing I want to do is get, you know, single shot at here. So I'm not going to pursue it. At the same time, I didn't know here that the enemy's UDES is actually sitting in the field. And I was actually kind of lucky not to get hit by him. He wasn't paying attention to me, luckily. So I know I cannot go in the middle there because of the arty. I don't want to get one shot. The only option I have is try to work this ridge here and maybe come up a little bit closer to see if I can get some shots across into these guys. Although at this point in time I want to try to stay isolated from the left side. I don't want anyone to hit me on the left side. So I'm kind of driving up here just to make sure that there's no one looking at me from left side, because I would have been able to spot someone if there was someone. So here I have a nice ridge over here I was thinking I can utilize, but this aim time is, you can see, it's not that great. Reticle is not shrinking that fast. Here I try to put a blind shot in. Unfortunately, nothing goes in, so we're going to try to scoot over that ridge. Now, I'm going to have some gun depression issues here because that ridge is a little bit tall, and these guys are somewhere in the ravine over there. But even though we're not getting any damage here, we still get spotting damage. That shot, that was wishful thinking. I didn't have my gun depression, unfortunately, but I'm going to try to do this again, lighten it up a little bit better. Now, he's actually looking at us here. Already hits us in the process. Can we hit him? Yes, we take him out of the game. So, very close game, guys. But at the same time, if you look at the numbers already, we're already at what? Over 2k damage. We're over 2k assisted damage as well. Now, this guy in the J-Panther, he's got a hard on for us. He just wants us dead. He's like, at least I'm going to get one kill in this game. Look at him go. But luckily, my tank destroyers are paying attention to him, and they shot him down completely. I say great shot. It was fantastic. These guys saved my life here, which is great. Anyway, so this should be a wrap up now. As you can see, if you have a good position and if you can take advantage of your friendlies that are sniping from the field, and in this case I took advantage of the tank destroyers that were overlooking this area, and that's exactly what I did here. And my Chieftain game, if you haven't watched that yet, I suggest you watch that as well, because it was a very similar play to this one. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Anyway, we're gonna push forward here, but we're only what, at 244 HP, so we're pretty much one shot to anything. And here I still didn't know that UDES is in the field, so I tried to go across this way, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, seriously, dude, you're in the field? So last thing I want to do is come through here now. So I decided to drop back. I don't want to die. I know we're winning this game pretty comfortably, but UDES in the field with that camo, anything can still happen. So I'm going to take speculative shot here. That doesn't come off. So we're going to try to chase the RD instead. And we're going to save our last heat shell for the UDES if we can, because he'll be really hard to penetrate from the front if he's actually looking at us. But we're going to hunt for Artie, and Artie should be hiding somewhere around here. Now this tank, I don't play it much, but honestly guys, I usually have good games in it. I really like it. I don't know why. It has pretty decent mobility. It has pretty relatively good gun depression. Like, those heat shells are great. It has preferential matchmaking. You can't go wrong really with this tank. So, but there's so many good tanks at tier 8. That's why I don't play it that much, right? Anyway, Artie gets spotted by something, so I know where he is. We're going to try to get really cautious here. We're going to try to get ourselves good area where we can get good gun depression here, so I don't overexpose myself too much. Quick snapshot, that's all I want to do at this point. I don't want to die. I know he's looking at me. I'll let my friendly engage instead. I don't care if I don't get extra shadow damage, but look at that. I would have gotten taken out because that already takes a big chunk out of that motherland. Anyway, we're gonna switch to the heat shell right now, and we're gonna just probably stay here. Yeah, Udas gets spotted. Can we put the last shell into him? Side shot here should be good, and the shell flies through, and we take him out of the game to secure the win for the team. Anyway, relatively decent game. We had 14 penetrating shots. We had 3 kills in this game. I was wondering at this point if we got enough to get an ace tanker, and let's see if we did. Definitely if we hit 3k damage, we would have gotten an ace tanker, but yeah, we did hit 3000 damage. So there was a bland shot there on a Carnarvon that I forgot about. So 3173 damage, caused 2500 damage, almost 2600 damage assisted, which brings the total to about 5.7k damage. Fantastic result in this tank, honestly. But being a top tier, I guess you would expect to do well. I continuously do well in this tank, about 2.5k on average. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out Honkai72 and Garadingi. That's it for today. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.